to go for the net a little bit later here. KO6IQR will be standing by.
Okay, Mario. Thanks for being in there. KO6IQR, KM6SR, standing by for the net.
And K6MI as well.
Hey, John, K6MI, KM6SRR.
Yeah, is my audio a little bit better now?
Yeah, it's a little bit louder, not quite as much distortion. Just a tad on the fringe, though. Hey, I wanted to ask you, well, a couple things here. First off, how are you doing with your sciatica issues?
Well, slowly by slowly, it's getting a little bit better. So I hope it's not more than a month or a couple of weeks to get better.
Yeah, copy that. I think I caught it from you because I have it now too, and it's really kind of debilitating. Anyway, it's the way things go when you get older, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Good heavens, yeah. The only worst pain I've ever had was the kidney stone.
Yeah, I'm lucky I've never had those. So anyway, the other thing is let's see, the Christmas dinner. No, that's old news. Our place for a meeting. I've been talking with Ben about using his church there, and I think Ken's going to call a meeting, a board meeting. I'd like you to maybe attend also there, and just want to discuss some of the things that we need to do for it. Over.
Okay, I'll come if I can. And yeah, if Ben comes up with an idea, that's good. But your other idea is quite sound as well.
And thanks for checking in.
Well, this one could be free. I'm thinking that maybe we should offer him like $50 a meeting, but it's going to be a better situation, I think, than the other one there. They have a lot of things they want us to do at the other one. So anyway, there's a few other things that they have for requirements. I wanted to run it by the board.
Yeah, you get a better option. That's good. Lock it down. I'd like to be able to put it in the December skip and announce it at the banquet. So it'd be good to have it set by then.
Okay, I'm trying. Got to get Ken to see when he's free to call a board meeting. I think this next week he's pretty busy. The week after it, he might be available.
Thanks for checking in.
It's a busy time for all of us.
Yep, but like you say, I'd like to get her done because if this doesn't work out, then we got to go through a long process for the other guy too.
Right, yeah. So I have another option to show that. KM6MI.
Okay, John. KM6SR, standing by.
Yeah, he's checked in, Mike.
Check. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Good evening, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SR. Got you checked in, haha.
Yeah, well, that'd be 1079 and 1100. And let's see, we got Ron's hotspot hooked back up. Sebastian was out at his house last week and his Wi-Fi password changed, so I had to go out there and fix his hotspot today.
Okay, sounds like fun. Yeah, I got my radio on this time, didn't forget it.
Let's see here. Well, there'll probably be a little bit of a delay, but I could talk to you on both radios.
KO6 IQR checked in, and WB6 JMP also checked in, K6MI 711.
Hi, John.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah, what was going on with your radio earlier? I'm glad Rob got in there. I was listening to the net on the other side, and I was about to get on here and tell you that you had a weird RF problem.
This radio acts up a little. I backed the mic gain way down, and guess it still works.
Yep, no, it's working, but yeah, earlier it was splattering all over the place, so oh well.
Okay, well, WB6 GMP was actually quite strong.
Oh, up there in the mountains.
Yep. Hi.
Yeah, and there was the CW.
Good evening, Aaron. K6BBG.
Yeah, KG6USS, Mike. I want to try John over there. What was Dave's number? What's his Bozo number?
Yeah, because that was the radio.
I'd be more impressed if you did it by hand.
I've taught myself how to send my call sign by hand. I'd have to review it real quick, but I don't have a key hooked up to the radio. That was through the software.
Very clear there. But
You can teach me how to do the software.
W7OJT KG6USS up here in Phelan in High Desert.
Yeah, software is relatively easy. There's literally a button that says CW keyer, and you can just type in whatever you want and hit send.
All right. I'll take that under advisement.
That's for me, KM6SR, and I heard Dave in there, K6VVG.
All right, John. Hey, thanks for relaying that to him.
Hi, Dave.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
Hi, Aaron.
You're pretty good there for a minute.
And whoever else is out there.
I'll give him a try.
John,
All right,
K6MI.
how you doing?
Okay. And John.
SEH KG6USS, High Desert.
Yeah, and the High Desert's in there in the background. I can hear him through Mike's radio. I have no idea what direction Mike is pointed because he hasn't turned his rotor controller on.
All right, 831 KG6USS back to net control.
Down there.
Yeah, John's coming in loud at KG6USS. John, KG6USS, you got a copy on Northern California, KM6SR, and the gang?
Rob, stand by a minute. I'm going to turn your way.
Roger.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was still vertical, but apparently he's not turned this direction. K6USY.
Yeah, I wonder if he has a direction of vertical.
Yeah, that's a vertical that's knocked over.
That's KG6USS 831 up here in High Desert. Hello.
Hello, John, KG6USS, KM6SRR. I think the other one in here that might be able to talk to you this early is John. He's on frequency K6MI 711.
K6MI 711.
Boy, Rob, you're blowing me out of my door here.
Hi, John. K6 Mike, Italy.
That's KG6USS 831 over here in the High Desert. 711, you copy?
K6 Mike, Italy. Kilo 6 Mike, Italy.
Yeah, he's coming back to you, John.
Yeah, I'm not copying him, doggone it.
Okay, 711, K6 Mike, Italy. K6 Mike, Italy.
Well, he's in there, John. I can give you a relay, K6MI, number 711.
All right, get them on the list there, Rob. Thanks for checking them in. Appreciate it from the Southern California side. K6MI, right?
Roger, roger.
QSL. I think I hear Pat in there, too.
Yeah, I was pointed at Arizona, and you were bleeding over on my broadside there, and I also heard you guys on my vertical. Jesus.
Yeah, I think I'm hearing Ted in there, WA6TED.
Yeah, he's been on there quite a bit, so. All right, very good. Well, I'll get you guys on the list on our side. We'll come back here in a little bit and try you out some more there, Roger.
Roger, thank you. KM6SR, standing by.
Yeah, it's a fan. You probably hear that, huh?
I'm hearing somebody pretty loud in there. Is that Ted?
Oh, it's just I held the microphone up about the power supply where it's noisy. I could probably turn the audio down on this a little bit. But I have to use the name.
Rob, I think it's Nevada.
Yeah, it's driving the heck out of this thing right now. I have a compressor on too. No? Yeah, compressor's on too. That's why it's too darn loud. Okay, I'll get out of here, Mike. Stop teasing to you. Bozo number 10.
Yeah, I got a good copy on you, Ted. This is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo Bozo 432. We got you checked in. Thank you. WA6TED. K6MYC, WB6JNP, course goal.
Boy, you're right there, ready to go. Good evening, Dane. WB6JNP, K6MYC, how are you?
K6BBG, 971.
Fixed dinner for my wife. I have a fixed dinner for myself. And I thought, well, I'll work on a couple little things, wait for the net to start, and jump in.
Okay, and I hear 249 on CW also. Good evening. Big signal. Off the back of the beam, I think. Let me see where I'm pointed. Yeah, I'm pointed down south. Good to hear you, KD6BQ. I've got WB6JNP. And I heard 971. I heard you, Dave, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Good evening, Mike.
982's here.
And 982, I got the course goal gang in here. Okay, 982. The only one we're missing is KM6HK and KM6SRR.
I'm here, Mike. I got a few more check-ins for you, too.
Okay. 432, and who else do you have? Who else do you have, Rob?
432, and we have 1200 in here, KN6UKN, and then, of course, you talked to Aaron, and Brittany's in, and we have, I talked to Mario earlier, he's in here, 1189 with a new amp, and then you got Dane, John K6MI is here, and you got Dave, and then I talked to 831 KG6USS, John, and talked to number 10, WA6TED, Ted.
Okay, well, am I late?
A few minutes maybe, but they were in here kind of early.
Well, they must have been early because I thought I walked out here at about 25 after. Anyway, good to hear everybody, and I missed after John. I think I heard you say 831.
Yeah, 831 and 10.
432 and 711.
Somebody else underneath there. Ken, OIB? Ken?
Yeah.
I'm not copying. You're very light. Broken something. Try it again. Somebody's trying to check in, but I need you to give your Bozo number only. Bozo number only until we find out who it is. Over?
I think that's USS down in the high desert.
Okay, you said the last one, Tim or Ken or something. Who was it? Rob?
USS, John in the high desert.
Oh, no. The last one you were giving me, you gave me John, and then somebody else and somebody else, and I missed everything else.
Okay. After John, 711 was number 831 and number 10.
10, that's what I was missing. I thought you were saying a name, and I couldn't get a name out of 10. Tim, Ken, a couple of different choices there. Okay, I think I've got everybody.
Nah, you ain't got me, Mike. KG6USS, 1091.
Okay, two people talking at once. I didn't get either one of you. Go ahead again. Now nobody goes. Go ahead.
All right, this is 831, KG6USS, Mike, hello.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah, you're really got too much mic gain. You got that thing turned way up again, and it just sounds horrible. But you're loud up here, so that's why it's the way it is. Good evening to you, John, KG6USS, K6MYC, Bozo 47.
Yeah, copy, Mike. Yeah, I have my
KK6, that's KE704.
I pulled away. Anyway, yeah, you guys are really booming in here tonight.
KG6QMY 1091.
Okay, I got 1091, and 3 people talking at once again, John. So I'm not sure I got everything. Let me get 1091 down in here. And did you say something also, Rob? Okay, it might have been you, Marcus. Good evening, Marcus. Was there anybody else in here? I got 831 and 1091. Who else?
704, KK6ZKE.
704. Good evening, Terry. Boy, everybody's here probably anxious to do something besides sit around and watch football, huh? Anyway, good evening, Terry, and anybody else in here? K6MYC Bozo Net, beaming south, looking for KB6RQU and N6SWR. How about you, Ben? Did you hear Ben so far, Rob? Somebody started to say a word and stopped. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to the other radio here, Mike, KM6SR. I didn't hear what you asked me. Talking to Ron, he was trying to get on, but he's got a problem with his station, but we wanted to check him in. That's 1009.
Okay, KJ6, no, not QNY. KJ6, oh, for gosh sake, I forgot to call for Ron there, but anyway, what's his call? 1009, right?
Yeah, 109 KJ6TYO.
Yeah, KJ6TYO, that's what I couldn't get. I couldn't bring the T up. Good. Okay, and he's got a broken something or other because of rain or radio?
Well, he thinks it's probably the rain. His radio showed a heck of a big SWR on the 2 meter.
Well, that sounds like an antenna problem, doesn't it?
Yep, he's on the right antenna. He checked the others, and they're all coming in good SWRs.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike, number 47 up there.
Something 7. Who was it? Go ahead again. 7. Whose station was 7 in the number? Go ahead. He said, yeah, Mike, something 7. Who was that? QRZ? Oh, maybe he's talking to another Mike down there.
226.
Oh, good evening, Ken. 226. Good to have the full complement of the San Joaquin Valley in here. Only missing a couple so far.
Well, good evening, WA60IB here, 226, checking in. I've got to run back in the house. I just finished up on some stuff out here, and she's got dinner going, so I've got to run back in. Late dinner tonight. We're all been busy. 3.2 inches of rain here is what I've got on the rain gauge, WA60IB.
Yeah, we got just about 3 here. Maybe a tad more than 3, but almost right on the nose, 3 inches. Not bad.
For sure. Yeah. Well, we need it. That's for sure. And the guys that worked on the roof made a big mess up there. Didn't realize it, but anyway, I've got a leak in the garage, a great big hole in the ceiling in the garage now, and a whole bunch of my boxes on my shelves were full of parts and pieces, and the things are all soaked. So, got a lot of work to do to clean that up.
In the background here.
What happened? Did you have some dry rot in the area underneath the shingles?
No, I had a beehive up on the pillar, way up. My roof slopes up, goes up to over 20 feet, and there's a beehive in there, and I had people tearing the roof apart to get the hive out, and this and that. And they didn't put it back together right. Obviously, I've been here 30 years, never had any leaks. Now all of a sudden it's leaking, so they screwed up the roof somehow, and it's just full of water.
Oh God. And they did this repair recently or 30 years ago?
No. I haven't had. I said I've been here 30 years, never had a leak. Now all of a sudden I got a leak. They just did this just a couple weeks ago.
When did they go after the beehive?
As I said, a couple weeks ago.
Okay, so that was a recent error on your roof, not something from the past. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh boy, that's a shame. Is there any way you can get retribution on that?
Oh, I wouldn't. Well, they've insulted me, so I'm just going to have to hire somebody to get up there, and I'm not going to get up there. I'm getting too old to be climbing around on those ladders and stuff like that. So I got to get somebody up there and find out what's going on and patch it up.
Well, I guess we all had some problems this weekend. We started to have a breaker. My original circuit breaker box and where the meter is, where the power comes into this 400 amp service to the house, it's starting to come apart on me. The bus bars where the breakers plug in are getting weak or burned, and so right now I got part of the house is out, and we managed to get some of it working again, but my shack in the house is half on, half off. I'll make it work for tomorrow. So when we do 222 and 6 meters tomorrow, I'll have everything working. That's half working now. So I just need the screen and the computer and the rotator controller, both of which have been on and off 3 or 4 times, and circuit breakers are blowing and fuses gone, and God, we've been chasing all day. It boils down to I'm going to have a complete rebuild on that circuit breaker box at the house, which was put in 1985, but it looks like we might be able to get replacement parts to fix it rather than trying to replace the whole thing, which is doable also, but it would be easier if we could just replace the breaker bars and put a new set of breakers in there. Anyway, that was a continuing thing. It started 3 o'clock in the morning this morning, and it's ongoing. And Frank, of course, being invalided with the cut foot, couldn't come down. He's going to come down tomorrow with another guy. There's something wrong with the wiring from the solar panels also. They're not producing what they should. There's a wire open or something open somewhere, and we have to find it. But Frank can't do that, so he's got to hire a guy to clamber around on the hillside while he tells him what to do. Anyway, we've got our issues this next week. Anyway, good evening to you, Ken. Let's take another standby for N6SWR. Ben, are you there? Is there anybody that we've checked in so far that wants to make any comment or anything about news or something for sale or anything like that? K6MYC Bozo Net, over.
Whiskey 6 Pop Echo 620.
Okay, hi 620. Hi Mike. Good to hear you. And apparently you're feeling a little better. I know you caught some kind of a bug last week, but you sound like you're over that now. Go ahead.
And, you're doing a lot better than I was. That's for sure. So good to hear you on there. Sounds like you're having some electrical problems there. I know we had some problems in our panel and there, and the lights all over our house would occasionally start blinking. That was just a regular thing and really irritating. I elected to have the whole box replaced because that particular breaker box was probably 50 years old or more, so it needed it, and of course with the upgrade it also came with a full house surge suppression system, so if I get any surges coming in from the outside, it'll take care of that. So, and since then power's been very constant, haven't had any problems. Of course the ham radios here in the shack have full power, so it's all so I don't care, and the ham radios don't care if the PG&E power is on or not, but the rest of the house does. There's important things like the coffee pot things. We got to have power for that, of course, and the backup generator that I power up when the PG&E power is going to be out for a bit. But yeah, it is certainly no fun to have electrical problems. We start to realize how much we really depend on that for just the regular things in our life. So my condolences on having the power issues there, Mike. W6PE.
Okay, W6PE, K6MYC. You'll probably have to repeat a little bit of that for me when I come back around your way. Your not real strong this evening, and the guys in LA are covering you. And if I turn the antenna, then I'll lose both of you. So I'm stuck, but I got the general gist of it. Sound like you had your nightmares with the old control box. Also, this was 85, so that would be 15 and 25. Our system's about 40-some years old. Maybe older than that even. I don't know when the house was built, in about 84, 85, something like that. So 15 plus 25 is 40. And we did look it up. We looked up and we found the same brand and a lot of other brands of control boxes and rails and bus bars that may be able to be used to replace some of that stuff. It would be a lot easier if I could just replace the guts and save the box. There's two boxes, one that holds the meter and all that circuitry with PG&E stuff, and then the circuit breaker box next to it, or housing. It's a 400 amp service, so it's a little unusual in that respect. Anyway, let's see if anybody else is in here. The voice coming up this way from LA are strong, even vertically polarized. They're crushing the locals here for the most part. K6MYC Bozo Net. Anybody else? N6SWR, KB6RQU. Anybody?
N6SWR.
Oh, there you are, Ben. How are you doing? 247, correct?
I've forgotten. I thought it was 246, but you're probably right. It's 247. I'm sorry.
Okay. We can check it for you if you want. Rob, check in 6SWR. I believe he's 247. He thought he was 246. Over.
Well, identified tonight as 246. Nah, I'm just teasing you. I have an idea. It's 247.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good evening. Good evening to you, and I'll shoot it over to Rob and let him say hello to you. And I think Ken was here. But Ken, are you still out here, or did you go back in the house? Ken, OIB? He's gone back in the house. He's got dinner on the table there. KM6SRR with his wife home finally. K6MYC. Go ahead, Rob.
Thank you, Mike. How you doing, Ben? N6SWR, KM6SRR.
Excellent this evening. I would have been here earlier, but I actually dozed off sitting in front of my computer and just woke up and it was awfully quiet. I decided to look at the time and saw that you guys are already running. I turned the volume back up on the radio.
Yeah, roger on that. I guess you pulled a mic on us there, huh?
Pulled it, but no, I don't think so.
Well, Mike does that quite frequently. He'll be sitting there and watching the TV, kind of shutting his eyeballs and miss the beginning of the net.
Well, I won't admit to it. I'm sure he doesn't either.
Roger. Good to hear you in there, Ben. Thanks, KM6SR. Back to net.
I don't sleep through the beginning of the net, Rob. It's usually because we're eating and we eat late. It's mostly a meal situation, unfortunately. That's why I get late. I hardly ever sleep. As I'm approaching 7:30, I've got an automatic time clock in there. But sometimes I'm still trying to eat and having a big conversation. All right. One last call for anybody else that can hear my voice in the San Joaquin Valley here before we go to where are we going, Rob?
Well, the next place, I guess, is Atascadero.
Yeah, Atascadero. I had about 6 other names that I was going to come up with, but none of them are right. Atascadero. QRZ, K6MYC Bozo Net before we go to Atascadero.
858.
758, Eddie. My goodness. Early, but we'll take you. 758, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, we're doing good, Mike. Yep, we're doing pretty good down here. Little on the wet side, of course.
Yeah, a little on the wet side. Well, we survived the water part of it. It was a long, dreary. I'm not used to sitting in the house, being stuck in the house that long. I'm an outside guy. I like to go out, and I did go out a few times when in between rain showers and stuff, but nothing that was extensive, nothing to do any serious work other than bring in some firewood and stuff like that. Anyway, good to hear you, Eddie. Over to you, Rob, KM6SRR for Eddie, K6MYC.
How you doing, Eddie? KE6BK, KM6SRR.
Hey, doing pretty good there, Rob. Doing pretty good. Yep. Just thought we would try to check in early. Got me one of them head colds right now since this weather turned and got us colder weather there. Over.
Yeah, probably a lot of that going around right now because of the cold weather coming in and the wet.
Oh, yeah. All right, we'll let you guys get over to Atascadero. We'll catch you tomorrow night on the net and everything. So have a good net, and we'll catch you guys later. K6MYC and KM6SRR. KG6BK 73.
Okay, Eddie. Thanks for being in there. Hey, on the repeater, you seem to be really low in volume. I don't know if there's an issue with your system there or not, but I can barely hear you. You got to turn the volume up all the way, and then I have to listen with the noise. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow night. KE6BK, KM6SR.
Maybe something happened to his deviation if he was full quieting, but maybe he didn't have any deviation. Is that it?
I don't know, but he's just very, very low.
Was he weak into the repeater? Or was it scratchy, or was it full quieting?
It was full quieting, but the repeater output was very, very low. Could barely hear him.
Well, that's his deviation. If he's full quieting, the repeater output is giving you full quieting signal. He just doesn't have his deviation up right or something. That's probably what it is. Anyway, I'm not much of an FM guy, but I do know that. Okay. Anybody else have any suggestions for Eddie's FM problem?
Voice and stuff, I can hear that. But, yeah. So.
Okay, I guess not. I'm still hearing LA very strong. Let's get over to Atascadero. Here we go. K6MYC going toward Atascadero. Coming up that way, there's 200 and there's 210. Right there. How about it, Ron? W6QUI, K6MYC.
Yeah, you're
K6USY.
Mike, good evening. W6QUI. Bozo 1055.
I got your 1055, and good evening to you. We've been kind of missing you one way or the other here. I think you probably had other things going on Wednesday nights. I know you're off on a couple of the Wednesday nights there, but anyway, good to hear you in there, and good strong signal tonight. Hang on just a second. K6USY, I've got you logged in, Aaron, but maybe you wanted to confirm that you should be logged in. Over.
Yep. Yeah, just confirming that I am indeed here. So K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100. And hello over there, Ron. You are sounding good here in the valley. Over to you.
Okay, good evening, Aaron. Yeah, likewise. You're like next door to me here. Signals are excellent tonight. Noise levels low. Even low on HF. For some reason, it's really low on 80 meters tonight. So maybe that's a good sign. This solar thing is them doing its thing. Over.
Yeah, well, it made 6 meters a lot of fun on Friday. I worked like 3 stations in Florida on Friday and ended up getting a confirmation for 5 new grids. And of course, this was using digital, but yeah, anytime the HF bands get screwed up by the sun, then I go to 6 meters.
Yeah, 10 was probably open also then.
Oh yeah. But I did work about 12 or so stations on sideband on 125 on that Friday. So it was a pretty good opening, and quite a few people were on sideband, which was a pleasure. I worked Alabama and Georgia, Alabama and Louisiana and Texas, at least those 3 states, and a couple of stations at least in each one. So double hop to Alabama and Louisiana there, so that was nice. Okay, Ron, have you heard any more from Eric lately? Is he getting his act together?
Yeah, he finished the bench project. He's working on a second one now. We're a test equipment bench. He's got all his radios on a separate bench now. Which is really nice setup, and he's working on the test equipment bench. He did pick up another tower. Now we got to somehow get him to erect all these towers, and he'll be in good shape. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's good. One of these days we'll hear him on, I'm sure, with a big signal coming up this way. Over to you, Ron. Say hello to Rob. Over to you, Rob, and say hello to Ron, and then we'll see if anybody else wants to say hi, and then we'll go on to Santa Cruz. KM6SRR in the group, K6MYC.
Thank you, Mike. How you doing, Ron? W6QUI, KM6SR. You're sounding nice and loud tonight. I was pointing down to Bakersfield and still heard you really good. Yep, well, we got a pass again. Yeah, you're smoking in. Mike's signal just dropped a bit. I don't know why, but of course, quick pass. Loud and clear, and enjoying it. We do need it. We got about, we're about 3.5 inches right now out of this storm, so you guys get a lot of rain over there? Yeah, fair amount. Let's see, the other day we got 1/2 inch, and then last night we got 2.3, and then we got 1 point something the day before, so we're getting a good share for this storm. Okay, well, it looks like we got a little more on the coast here. Okay, very good. Well, good to hear you in there, Rob. As usual, good signal. By the way, Mike, there was nobody on 1200 last Tuesday, so I guess Bill was out of town or doing something else, and I didn't hear anybody on, so I'll keep trying. Over.
No, don't give up on 1296. Bill was kind of under the weather that day. He had a bad back. He was having back spasms and stuff from standing too long over the hot stove or something. Literally, of all things. So he was kind of under the weather for a day or so there, but he's okay now. He should be back, and he'll be in there on Tuesday, I'm sure. 3, Ron, good evening to you. Thanks very much, and say hi to Eric and the guys down there when you talk to them. W6QUI, K6MYC clear, and going up toward KW6T and AF6 United.
Okay. Very good. Good evening. Yeah, I hear Tom just about every time he checks in on 2 meters, even with his antenna pointed to you, so he's still putting in a good signal down here.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of RF, something in the 12 to 1500 region does, over.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've worked him direct before, but haven't worked him since. He tried 70 centimeters, but I didn't have my amp on it, installed, so we say. I just run him barefoot. It's 14 watts, so 100 watts now. We could probably make it on 400 now, no doubt.
Yeah, you probably could. I'll mention that he should listen for you either before we hook up here or after. 7-3 for now, Ron. W6QUI, I should say. K6MYC.
Yeah, 7-3's Mike. 7-3, Ron. Yep, 7-3.
Okay, here we are up towards Santa Cruz. KW6 Sugar. KW6S or AF6 United, Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, or KW6S, K6MYC. How about it, Tom? How about you, Lee? Oh, they got rained out over there, huh? AF6 United, KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, calling and listening. Usually Tom pops in a minute or so. He's off in the background doing something there. So, Rob, take one, and let's see. Aaron, I'm trying to remember. There was something I was going to ask you or tell you. What the hell was it? I don't know. We were talking about something the other day. It's not coming to mind. K6USY if you're handy. Otherwise, Rob, you pick it up. K6MYC.
KW6S.
There he is. Go ahead, Tom.
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I was having some trouble with my headset here, and I inadvertently switched to a mic that's somewhere not where it's going to hear me. So I'm better now.
Yes, you are. It's hard to talk into a mic that's non-existent, or it's located up on the moon somewhere. Good evening. Nice copy now. And by the way, we did get a check in the mail on Saturday for you, so you should expect that midweek. If you don't get it by Friday, you call me and I'll cancel it on the outside chance that it got diverted somehow in the mail. You should have it easily by Friday of this next week, because it went out here. Well, they'll probably pick it up tomorrow morning. So let's say it's got mailed Monday. I put it in the mailbox Saturday, but I think the guy had already been by to pick up our mail. So he probably didn't pick up the letters. So Monday is the day that it should be heading your way. That should be Wednesday, Thursday, easy, over.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I got everything packed up, and I will get it mailed off tomorrow, unless I'm doing some antenna work with a friend, and then I'll have to ask my wife to mail it for me. But otherwise, I'll get it out of here tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, very good. Let's stand by and see if Lee is in there. Rob, are you copying Tom okay?
Yeah, how you doing, Tom? KW6S, KM6SR. I got to get out of here real quick and go water a tree.
Yes, yeah, good robust signal there on 2.
Okay, Rob's going to go water a tree, so he'll be back in here in just a second. Maybe if Lee comes. Still working though, I guess. That tipped so it could go up further up my legs. It's on the floor here. All of a sudden it decided to fall down and had a little flame inside there for a second, probably some dust. Anyway, AF6 United, Lee, are you with us tonight? K6MYC. I guess Lee is busy. Home, other things going on. And how much rain did you get over there, Tom? We got about 3 inches at my location, over.
You know, I don't know what ours is here. I haven't been tracking that. My rain gauge gave up here a year or so ago, and I haven't followed up on it anymore. But it certainly rained all day Saturday night, and part of today.
Yeah, okay. Well, it sounds like you got every bit as much as we did here, maybe a bit more. It varied a little bit, but most everybody got 2 to 4 inches. So that's good rainfall, good big storm. And I guess we're sort of in between right now. It stopped about midday or so, as I recall, midday, give or take. It was really light drizzle, and then it gradually petered off to nothing. So it's colder, though. That's quite cool out there tonight. I'm sure that we're in the low 50s and high 40s, maybe. So it's going to be a nippy evening. I've got the fireplace going as it has been all day. All right, Tom 70 trees. Let me get it over to Rob if he's back from watering the tree there. KM6SRR, K6MYC.
Oh, I got him in the log. I got him there for a moment.
Okay. Is there anybody else who wants to say hi to Tom here? K6MYC. Okay, I'm surprised that K6VBG doesn't hear you. Are you hearing him at all, Dave, or are you still out there? Well, they may have gone in. It's kind of cold if you have a ham shack that's separate from the house. Almost everybody from Course Gold checked in right off the bat, but they're probably cold up there, and Dave's the only one that can hear you, I think, on a regular basis there. Anyway, good evening, Tom, and we'll see you tomorrow night, of course, on 222 and hopefully on 6 meters there. KW6S, K6MYC 73.
Catch you tomorrow night, K6MYC, KW6S.
And I'm going to go up into the Bay Area and see what we have up this way. Let's see, there's middle of the Bay Area, K6MYC Bozo Net, Bay Area.
Oh, wow, it's pretty quiet. Here is WB6WNI 1090.
We're strong, though. I don't know where everybody else is, but maybe they'll show up here. I don't know whether I'm late or early, but we're having a good run of check-ins so far tonight. 1090, we got you, and you're sounding good, and you were pretty good on the other bands last week as well. A little light on 432. I think that was a rough night. Everybody was kind of down a little bit, but we did get you. WB6WNI and the group in the Bay Area, K6MYC.
Oh, very good, Mike. Yes, 432 was a struggle.
Papa Yankee.
Of course, it didn't help.
K9
windy
Zulu
and
Papa
rainy.
Yankee. 1161. 1161.
I wasn't sure if the antenna had been turned. Yeah, it's all kinds of things. You can't check it in a downpour. But anyway, yeah, no strong signals. So 2 meters has been very reliable. I'm very happy about that. And we'll see. It's supposed to rain here tomorrow. We got already about 3, not at 3, but about 3, and we can get more tomorrow. And we'll see if 6 meters holds out in the bad weather. So anyway, not much more here, Mike, so we'll turn it back to you and talk again on 6 meters tomorrow.
Okay, very good. And at least one other person checked in with you, but I couldn't copy. You're very strong over here tonight, and you were taking everybody else out. So let's see if I can pick up the other fellas, and we'll look for you, of course, tomorrow night on 6 meters, Gary. WB6WNI, K6MYC, clear and listing for other check-ins from the Bay Area.
KB6BA.
I hear you, Oliver. KB6BA, go ahead.
Yeah, went for a hike today. And have probably maybe 2.5 inches of rain, which is good. The hills are starting to turn green. Other than that, not too much to report. KB6BA.
Yeah, well, I think lots of rain, but it's also turning cold, which means it's going to slow up the growth of the grass a little bit. Boy, the grass from that first rain a month ago, and now the last one a couple of 3 or 4 days ago, and the grass is just growing like weed. I'm talking about weed grass, not the grass that's in the lawn. It's going dormant for the year, at least a little bit, which is helpful. Anyway, good signal, no problem copying, and okay on your hike there. Yeah, we weren't in the mood to hike today. It rained up until about 1 o'clock, so never really got motivated to get outside and get started on a project there. KB6BA. Good evening again, K6MYC.
Yeah, good to hear everyone. And take care, KB6BA.
And we'll look for you, of course, tomorrow night on 1296. Hope to hear you there. We've been running a little light on check-ins, and I know you're somebody that does have the band, so we'll be anxious to hear you and have a big check-in list tomorrow night on 1290. Not tomorrow night, but Tuesday night on 1296 there. Oliver, 73 K6MYC Bozo Net. Check-ins, please, in the Bay Area.
AB6SR 807.
Okay, AB6SR. Who was the other one?
KA6UYH.
KA6UYH. Good evening, Chris. And good evening to Stan there. Let me toot it to you, Stan. You're down from normal. I don't know why. Signal isn't normally as weak as it is tonight, which is rare. but maybe you're not pointed quite right, or I'm not pointed quite right. AB6SR 807, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not as loud as normal. Nothing's changed here, unless the wind's blowing the antenna a bit, but I don't think so. Yeah, like everybody else, I think Oliver was saying, had 2.5 inches of rain. We had 2 inches on Thursday, I think. A lot of rain Thursday, about 5/8 of an inch last night. So 2 5/8, 2 3/4 or so here. Nothing much else going on. Might be on 6 tomorrow. Not too sure. Got a doctor's appointment tomorrow with a treadmill test for the old ticker. So who knows what the end of what the result of that'll be. So sorry, I'm a little bit lighter than normal in signal strength. Anyway, that's about it from me. Nothing much going on except the rain, and as you say, it's a bit cold and miserable to go out. K6MYH, AB6SR, Los Gatos.
Okay, very good, Stan. No problem. No problem. And good evening to you. We got about 3 inches of rain in that 24-hour period of the last rain. Now we're in between rains. I guess it's supposed to start again sometime tomorrow. And that's what they're starting to see a little bit already in the bay, in the South Bay there. It's coming in a little bit out of west, southwest, so you get it a little later than, and we get it a little later than normal. So there you go, 7-3 Stan, and over to you, Chris, KA6UHY. I forgot your number, K6MYC.
K6MYC, this is KA6UYH. The number is 1226-1226. Hey, Mike, tried to work you 6 meters. I'm having a hard time getting that 6-meter dipole tuned up. I don't know what's happening with it. Originally thought it was the ballon, so I replaced the ballon because some of the ballons can't handle up to 6 meters or the 55 megahertz. But I still can't get this new one tuned.
Okay, what's the reservoir? You said you got about 1.6 earlier. That should have gotten you enough that it wouldn't shut down the radio and let everything work. Go ahead.
No, with the new ballon, with the old ballon on there, it was just 10. It was an SWR 10 flat across the band. Changed out the ballon, and then I still had a 10 across the band. I finally got it down to 3, but it's favoring the higher end of the band, and if I lengthen it a little bit, it's going to bring it back up to 10.
Almost sounds like a feed line problem. You sure you're using 50 ohm coax?
Yes, I am using 50 ohm coax. I actually took an ohm meter to it and buzzed it out. There is no open, there is no short, and then I even just replaced it with another length of coax just for fun to verify, and I got the same results.
Okay, something's really wrong. I don't know where the dipole is, but are you testing it with power or testing it with a low power VNA or something? Over.
I am actually using the Rig Expert 230. Rig Expert 230.
Okay. Well, can you touch the antenna or get close to it when you have the VNA hooked up?
I can. It's on about a 10-foot pole. It's a little bit higher than that. It's about maybe 15 feet up off the ground. I have a rope that pulls it up to the top. It is a metal pole, but at the very top where the dipole rests, I've got a 4-inch PVC pipe, so that kind of insulates everything or isolates it.
You got 4 what?
It's a 4-inch PVC pipe on the very top of the metal pole, so that should isolate the dipole.
Well, it doesn't need to be isolated. You don't want to ground it to the pole, but it should have a center insulator, and you're on a ballon. All you have to do is tape the balun to the top of your metal pole or something like that, or hold it on with a hose clamp. I don't know how the balun's configured, but something is terribly wrong, and you're going to find it, but you got something terribly wrong. And you shouldn't have any of the issues, any of the numbers that you're coming up with. I assume you're using, is it tubing or is it wire now?
I'm using wire.
How are you holding the wire out?
It's on end insulators, and I'm tying it off to the fence, so it's not touching the metal pole, and they're not exactly horizontal. It's basically an inverted V, but I should not have an SWR that high.
No, you shouldn't. That's for sure. Are you using a PL259 connector going into the balun?
Yes, I am. I actually am using two PL59s, and then also my balun is coax with beads on the outside.
Okay, well, even without a balun, you should have a pretty good match. It's just that your feed line, depending on where it is and how close it is to the metal mast, will affect the VSWR because there's coax or there's RF on the shield of the coax. That's the only reason you need a 1-to-1 balun there. So it's just to keep, it's just to give you balance, equal and opposite voltage on either half of the dipole, and choke off any RF that's on the shield. And that's the only reason for the balun. So you can get by without a balun temporarily. Just going in straight into a piece of coax broken out as a braid and connected to those wires should give you pretty close to a 50 ohm match. Somewhere between 35 ohms and 70 ohms is where it's going to be depending on its height above ground. Over.
Roger. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I don't like to have the RF on the outside of the coax or common mode, so I do run baluns. But I don't know, maybe I should just take the balun out and go directly and just see if it'll solve my problem. But again, my SWR should not be that high, and I'm running, my legs are almost at 3 feet, 3.5 feet, and that's too short for 6 meters.
What's the length of the coax? I mean, what's the length of the line of the elements?
Each leg is roughly about 3.5 feet, and that's to get it down to 3. 3.5 feet for an SWR of 3. That's too short.
That's totally wrong. Yeah, you got to be at least 5 feet, at least 55 to 60 inches on either side of center. That's way off, so that's why it's running. But if that's making the match improve, then it just indicates that you're not really seeing. And I'm sure you know, but the Rig Experts does put out energy at 6 meters, but just to prove it, you should hear yourself on your own receiver. You should be able to hear the output of the VNA. Over.
I did not think about that, but I can do that because I've got the 6 meter vertical. So yeah, I should be able to do that then.
Yeah, I would do that. Listen on the vertical and just turn the VNA on with it hooked to the dipole, and you should hear the signal on the frequency that the VNA says it's on. I'm calling it a VNA instead of a Rig Experts. It may be a VNA, it may be something similar, but it's a vector. It's a network analyzer, basically a vector network analyzer or something similar. VSWR bridge of some form, but it's something is screwed up badly, and I'm sure you're having that trouble. Anyway, sort it out. We'll talk more about it perhaps on Wednesday next week if you haven't gotten it working by Monday evening there. Got to be something really stupid. There's no reason just a piece of coax with the leads broken open temporarily, just a junker piece of coax going up there with the leads broken open, and maybe tape it up a little bit to keep the water out temporarily, but connected to 2 pieces of wire 55 inches or so on either side of the center should give you an antenna that's working. There is beacons there in your area. I'm not sure if K6 Fox Victor beacon is still on, but there's one on 069. It used to be K6 Fox Victor in the Santa Cruz Mountains. You should be able to hear that easily. Over.
All right, fine business. I can Google that and find out what the frequencies are.
Yeah. check and see if you can't hear a beacon in your area. You should be, if you have a spectrum display on your receiver, you should hear the beacon or see it on the screen. I can see something on the screen, and I think I was seeing WK6 Fox Vector, but it might have been something different. There's 2 or 3 that come and go around the area, but K6FE used to be the old one that was always on, but I don't know if he's running it anymore. Maybe Gary can tell you. Gary, are you hearing any local beacons there down in the band around 50.070 or so? I don't know. Gary went off to dinner, I guess. There should be another one. I hear a beacon here. Let's see, what is it? K6REF or something? FRE maybe. K6 Fox Romeo Echo. I think it's on 50.078, 079. There's one also over.
All right, roger that, Mike. Yeah, I'll go ahead and Google them and then find out what frequencies they're on. But anyway, I couldn't figure it out today, so I just had to give up. I'm losing daylight. It's starting to rain again.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm just trying to help you, giving him some ideas to go check pieces of equipment to make sure things are working on the right frequency and stuff. So listen for the VNA with your vertical, and listen for with the vertical for the other beacons. FRE, I think, is north of you. K6 Fox Victor is behind you in the Santa Cruz Mountains, but usually very loud. And I don't know over there. Maybe there used to be one in Monterey, but I don't know where it is now. They're scattered around in there. But and of course you can always get Gary on the air, perhaps, if you get Gary's phone number, get him to give you a signal when you get closer. If you hear him on the vertical, you should hear him at least better on the dipole because he's horizontally polarized. Just some ideas. Something's terribly wrong, and the wires should be at least 55 inches either side of center. So there you go. K6UYH, I said it wrong before. KA6UYH, K6MYC, 7 free for now, Chris, over.
Yeah, Mike, thank you so much. K6MYC from KA6UYH, 73.
73. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
W6PQL.
W6PQL, good evening, Jim.
Good evening. A little bit of rain over here. I guess from what I gather from what you're telling other folks, you got the same. I guess we're going to get some more tonight. Getting a little soggy in the yard out there. That's okay. That's the time of year for it. It sure ruins the game I play, though. Oh, man. Some of these places, they don't bother to trim the rough at all, and it's just it's a marsh out there. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Okay, very good, Jim. W6PQL, K6MYC. Yeah, well, we got 3 inches in that 12-hour period. That stopped today, mid to late morning. It was really going slow, but it was still kind of raining this morning. But in that 12-hour period, I went from 2 inches, which I got from the previous day on Friday, Thursday, Friday, when we had the first little rain through, and then the next one added 3 inches, so the rain gauge filled right up to within a 1/4 inch of the top. I figured, well, that's a good 5 inches, so there we are. 5 inches in the last little series of 2 storms. Jim, over.
Okay. Well, signals are a little bit weak tonight. You kind of fade in and out, but I'm copying you okay. Boy, another thing that's going on is I've sent out a lot of 1296 RF texts lately. A couple went to Europe, a couple went to Japan, one to Australia, one to New Zealand, so and a couple to the U.S. here too. So despite the lull in activity, I guess guys are still getting on. Most of them, I think, are buying them for EME use. Anyway, we were talking about 902 the other day, and I got to looking through my stuff here. I've probably got 50 or 60 boards for 902 600-watt amplifiers left, so if anybody needs power on that band, they can get it. I don't hear very much activity up there. You mentioned the other day that I should probably take a listen and see what it's like up there. It's the same as it always was. But if you hang around 902.005, which is where we used to operate, it's a lot quieter than other parts of the band. And usually a noise blanker is enough to take out the sweeping signals that go across the band. You know, they're more or less a noise pulse when they cross over 902.005. It's workable. Heck, I used to work into Southern California on that band about 7-8 years ago when K6IBY was on. He was down there, and it's not Mission Viejo. It's what's that college town that's south of Los Angeles? It's the Aardvarks. that's their mascot down there. I don't know why I can't think of it. K6MYC W6PQL.
There's a lot of them. You've got Oceanside and several others down there. I know one of them. Long Beach. You're talking about Long Beach?
No, it's just north of Mission Viejo and a little
UCI
further to Los Angeles. Mission Viejo is about 50 miles south of L.A. And what I'm thinking of is probably about 10 or 15 miles from Mission Viejo. It's fairly prestigious school down there. And I paid enough money to put her through that college, so I should remember the name of it, right?
Yeah, you should. Somebody broke in. Maybe they have the name. Go ahead, the breaker. Go ahead, the breaker.
How about UCLA? UCI Anteaters. KO6IQR Anteaters.
Oh, it'll come to me as soon as I stop thinking about it.
Oh, hi Mario. K06IQR 1189. I don't think I got you listed. Oh, maybe I did get you listed. I think you were in here earlier with Rob, and he gave me the call, but I'm not sure I wrote the number down. Oh, boy. I've got it in that first list. I'm going to write it again right in that area. 1189, just in the outside chance that I didn't have it in there. I don't want to put a dupe in there because it makes our count come out wrong. All righty. Good to hear you, Mario. I don't know the name of it either. South of Mission Viejo, but I don't know. Anyway, so you've got lots of equipment, lots of material for 902. You can't push any of those boards to 12.96, Jim?
I've got a couple hundred of those boards, so there's no problem there. It's UC Irvine is what I was trying to think of.
What was the name?
The University of California at Irvine.
Oh, Irvine. Okay, I thought that's not on the coast, is it?
It's down the coast from Los Angeles.
Yeah, down the ways, but I don't think it's a coastal city per se. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Okay. Very good. But again, we got 3 inches of rain here, so things are soggy, but not only on the lawn. The rest of the walkways are normal. The ground just eats the water. It just disappears. Let's see who else is in here. I got Mario. Mario, what's up with you? I think you talked to Rob earlier. K06IQR. Go ahead, K6MYC.
K6MYC, KO6IQR. Yeah, I was just listening to you and Jim on the stream there. My son actually goes to University of California, Irvine also, and their mascot is the Anteaters, not the Aardvarks, Anteaters. And it is, University of Irvine there. And it is a very, very nice, prestigious, and expensive school. Over.
Okay, expensive, prestigious, and the mascot is Anteaters, not Aardvarks, Jim. Over. B6PQL is still there. Well, he dashed off in a hurry. Okay. Very good, Mario. Good to hear you. And let me carry on and see if there's anybody else in the Bay Area. We're missing quite a few in the Bay Area. Bay Area, please. K6MYC Bozo Net. How about you?
Aardvarks, Mike, that was UC Irvine's mascot.
Oh, it's Anteaters. Mario's sent his daughter there also, so he was pretty much aware of the fact that the mascot was Anteaters, not Aardvarks.
Well, that's what an anteater is an aardvark. They're the same thing.
Okay. I didn't know. You know, I didn't know what an aardvark was. I can picture it sort of, and it does in fact it look like an anteater. So maybe that's the same thing. Okay, got it. Anyway, who else in the Bay Area before we move on here? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, Bozo Net taking check-ins. Anybody else in the Bay Area? Okay, I'm going to go on up. We haven't heard Mike in here yet, Jim, so keep an ear out for him. Let me go up to get N6RO, who is probably very tired. N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. High temperature, 6-7, and no rain since Thursday night or Friday. The second wave never made it up to us. Dinner was that famous Alaskan halibut with broccoli, carrots, corn, onion, mushrooms, as usual. And contest-wise, I did the late shift, but my main job was running up off time. You need to accumulate 6 hours of off time, and since I do the morning, the graveyard shift, that's mainly what I did. I worked a few stations, but I set the clock right, so we ended up with a full 24 hours in the contest. And we are leading the multi-single category, just like we did on the CW weekend. So we've got 4 in a row, 2 last year and 2 this year in sweepstakes, national wins. Our QSO total was 1445 and all sections. I don't feel tired, but I only had 5 hours sleep this morning after I crashed. But it'll get to me tomorrow. K6MYC N6RO.
What was 80 meters? Was it flat or was it off and on good?
It was never good. Absolutely useless band. We made 19 QSOs on there. It was absorbed the whole time, with one exception, a gray line contact with Ohio right at his sunrise. I couldn't hear most of the spotted East Coast stations. It was good out to Colorado, and that was it. 40 wasn't that great either, but we did okay on 40. The big bands were 20, 15, and 10. 10 was our biggest band. 455 contacts on that band. So we're happy with it, and now getting ready for the worldwide CW contest, N6RO.
Yeah, that's more your bailiwick anyway, but you did good in this one. It sounds like if you look like you won it, wonderful. Good news. Okay, I won't keep you. We'll look for you tomorrow night, of course, on 222. And maybe get a good night's rest, and you'll be, you're sounding okay tonight, but I know that it'll catch up with you, like you say. 7-3 for now, Ken, and congratulations on a good effort, even though 80 meters was in the tank. Hi. N6RO, K6MYC, clear.
Yeah, roger. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 bands, N6RO.
Thank you. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, are you there, John?
K6MYC, KD6WVL 1179. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Good strong signal. I don't know if you took part in the sweepstakes or not, but you probably heard how well they did up there at N6RO's place in Oakley. They did very well. I mean, considering the fact that everybody was hurting because of the band conditions, they looked like they still won the contest, even though the scores were probably not what they've had in the past there. Anyway, good evening to you. KD6WVL for a quickie, K6MYC, over.
I tuned around a little bit. You know, I don't have those privileges yet, so I just kind of listened around and seen what was going on. Thanks for the check-in, Mike. Have a good evening. K6NYC, 86WVL.
Okay, well, thanks for sticking around, John. I don't mean to rush you here, but I realize I've been rag chewing and rumbling along pretty slow here, so people are probably falling asleep at the helm up there in Nevada. Alrighty, anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley, Sacramento Valley area? Over. I think we got everybody. Let's go on up to Sacramento here. Sacramento, KJ6KFB, are you home in the rain or not tonight? Darren, over.
KJ6 Juliet 6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo 756 for check-in.
I got 756. Hang on just a second, Darren. Who was the other one?
AJ6QL.
Okay, AJ6 Queen Leva. Good evening, George. Well, let's see, 1131, right?
1031, over.
Yeah, I didn't mean, I said 1131. I knew it was 1031. Very good. Hang on a second, George. I'm not pointed at you. Stand by a second if you can. If not, why, we'll catch you soon again. So, Darren, let's see. Hopefully this week, because of the rain and everything, you'll be tied in the house, and maybe we'll hear you on 1296 there. And I guess you're not making any headway on the repair of the 222 system. We're kind of missing you there as well. Hey, KJ6KFB, K6MYC.
No, not much progress. Got a lot of challenges going on these days. What can I say? Just trying to work through one thing at a time, and hopefully I'll get a little more time out here again. KJ6KFB.
You say you're not hearing me? Is that what you said? You are not copying me?
You took a deep fade. QSL?
Okay, I just asked you if you're making any headway on 222, and we hope to hear you Tuesday on 1296. Over.
Well, I'm optimistic on 1296. 220, I don't think I'm going to be there for a little while yet. We'll get there, though. Lots of life challenges going on these days.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not pushing. I was just curious. All right, well, look, hopefully we'll hear you on 1296. Darren, thanks much for checking in here. And you're up and down, too. The signals were very solid and very strong at the beginning of the net, but now coming up your way, everybody's starting to get flaky. So maybe it's a directional thing, maybe it's a timing thing. Good evening, Darren. KJ6KFB, K6MYC, and over to you, Bill, KO6KD, over.
Yeah, okay, very good, Mike. You were very loud, and as you turned it back to me, you started to drop off. But anyway, good evening. This is Bozo, KO6KD, Bozo 776, where today we had 0.85 inches of rain. So we got a pretty good share of rain, not nearly as much as you guys did, and I'm glad to know that you did get a lot of rain, or at least from what I've read about, what I've seen, you guys got a lot of rain. So at any rate, I've been since you've been pointed this way, your signal's quite loud and quite strong. Nice signal up here. Anyway, that's all I got to say here. K6NYC from KO6KD.
Yeah, you're very good, strong here. No, we got a total of 3 inches total, but I had that by this morning when I talked to you this morning, so nothing's changed. We didn't get enough rain after that to talk about. Maybe, well, I think there was about 1/4 of an inch in the tank after that, but for all practical purposes, about 3 inches even. So there you go. Anyway, you're strong, and no problem copying you. I'm surprised you got rain, because in Oakley, Ken didn't get any rain. He didn't get any rain in this last little storm. It went right by him and missed him. So I can't figure out how it got to Sacramento and missed him. Over.
Well, that's not going to be the case day after tomorrow, because the storm coming in the next day or so is coming down from the north, so it'll be colder, and he will definitely be getting it. But this storm
came in from the south and came up from you up to us. So it's very likely that what happened is that it missed the Bay Area and a lot of the stuff along the coast because it was more inland by the time it got up here. So I'm not surprised that he didn't get anything. Over.
No way. If you got to Sacramento, why didn't it get to him?
Well, it's because it was more of an inland. By the time I got up here, it was more inland and up over the Sierras. But that's not going to be the case on the one coming in tomorrow or the next day. There'll be quite a bit of rain, and it's going to be much colder, and he'll certainly be getting it then. Unfortunately, that next storm will not be getting as far south as you are, or at least if it does, it's not going to produce very much. Over.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. Yeah, they talked about a lot of rain, but I think we're lucky to get what we got here. All right, very good, Bill. Well, we'll look for you in the morning. I think I'll be on in the morning. It's a little iffy, and I may have to find you guys because I've got no screen. We've got some weird power outages in my shack, and so my upper lights are not working, and a couple of my wall sockets are not working, and we can't figure out why some work and some don't. And right now I don't have any rotor control on the big antenna, and I don't have any switching control. So whatever antenna I'm switched to right now, it's going to way it's going to be unless we can find a solution for that quickly. Under any conditions, I don't think I'll have the visual display. They both plug in the same place, and we seem to have weird things. One's a pair of sockets, a pair of duplicate wall sockets, and one socket will have power and the other one doesn't, and we're a little bit lost at that. I got missing power all over the place, but luckily everything to the barn here is 100%. 7-3, we'll see you in the morning one way or the other, if nothing else, just to check in and say, where are you guys? I can't read the readout anymore because it's so tiny on the FTDX 101 that I can't see it. I'll have to just tune it by ear, and I think I'm down on about 130, 135 right now. I've tuned down two times, about 1 kc twice, to get tune in people that were on the band to see who they were. 7-3, Bill, and we'll see you tomorrow, one way or the other. 220 notwithstanding. K06KD, K6MYC, up to you, John. KR6MR, over.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group. This is KR6MR, Bozo 759. Nice signal tonight, over.
Yeah, you too. Good signal. Let me just put you on hold a second because AJ6 Queen Lima, generally up in your heading, broke in earlier. And I put him on hold because he was a little thin. But let's just see if he's still there. AJ6 Queen Lima, are you still sticking around there, George? K6MYC, over.
Yeah, I'm still here, Mike. I'm still here. AJ6Q, over.
Yeah, I hear you now. You're a little better. A little fluttery, but I'm probably still not quite pointed right at you. Anything new on your side, over?
No, I just got pretty sick. That's why I wasn't here for a while. Now my voice is back. Mostly, CW was never a problem, but voice was gone. So, but now I'm back among the living. Back to you, Mike. AJ6Q.
Okay, you say in the contest you had no luck on sideband?
No. It's my voice. My voice went because I had a very bad cold, laryngitis, and all this stuff, so I could not talk. Over.
Oh, okay. Now it makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, understand. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, you sound okay. You're a little hoarse, a little stuffed up sounding, but it sounds like you're getting over it. And this is a tough part of the year to get over colds quickly. Always takes an extra couple of days because you don't have the heat in the daytime and go out and bake your face in the sun. Hi. Good evening to you, George. Always good to hear you. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC.
Yeah, I got the wood stove cranking, so I make it hot in here. That's not a problem. And I got some good schnapses. Sorry. My late wife still made, so I'm all covered. Okay, Mike, good evening, and You still have to do Nevada, so I won't hold you up in Reading. So good night, and talk to you later. 86 QS.
Okay, 7-3, George. And back to you, John. And we did pretty well with you on 432 the other night, I think. It was in and out. That was a poor night, condition-wise. Really poor conditions from everybody. I don't think I heard anybody in Nevada. I did not hear Richard, and I knew that Daniel said he would not be there on 432, I don't think. So I had a blank out in Nevada. So it was just a poor night overall. We only got about 21 check-ins, which is 10 short of where we can be. And everybody shows up, and the band is good. KR6MR, and then I'll look for the guys in Reading, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. Yeah, you're getting a little fluttery there for a little bit. Quick rundown. The first storm from Thursday gave me 3.16 inches of rain, and so far the current storm is at 1.77. So I'm adding this stuff up. Back to you.
1.77. Yeah, okay. The current storm, which I think was for me, ended this morning, but really was just mostly Saturday. I got a total of 3 inches and another quarter inch this morning in the leftovers, but for all practical purposes, about 3 inches of rain in that storm. So it was pretty good. The last two netted me a total of 5 exactly. Rain gauge filled right up to within a quarter inch of the top when I drained it. And then we got another quarter. So total of 5 inches almost on the nose in the last 3 days. So there we go. 7-3, John, and we'll see you tomorrow on 6 meters. Of course, that should be okay. Our 6MR, Meadow Vista, in the wet place up there, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, 73's Mike, and I hope your pond fills up. Look for you tomorrow night on 6, KR6MR.
K73, John, K6MYC looking for Reading, Charlie November 80, KO6, KD6 SW, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, or KO6HS, K6MYC calling and listing. How about it, Rich?
Okay, well, you're down pretty far there tonight. 86 SW, 86 shortwave number 145. We're in Reading.
Okay, I hear you. You're about readability 3. Boy, it's been poor for us lately. Readability 3, and strength nothing. 1 or so, 3 by 1, 3 by 1. So very marginal, Rich. Let's see if I can hear anything from Jerry tonight. Jerry, I wonder if you're in there. We missed you on Wednesday. KO6HS, K6MYC, calling and listening. Go ahead, Jerry. Over. Okay, boy, oh boy, it's even worse. Readability 2, but I know you're in there, and I heard you're over. So, boy, it's marginal. Really, really poor conditions here up your way. Maybe it's because it's been rained out. Maybe we rained out all the conditions here. I don't know if you're copying me or not. I won't keep you, but I'll say 73s, and thank you again for checking in and being up there very reliably from Reading, guys. Thank you so much for checking in from up there. KO6HS, take it away again. Maybe it'll come up a little bit, Jerry, and then we'll shoot it up to Rich for a final. K6MYC. Go ahead, Jerry. Oh, my. Maybe they're not even hearing me. Rich, up to you for your final if you're copying. KD6SW, KO6HS on the side, KD6SW, 73, Rich, over. Oh boy, it's gone. Terrible conditions up that way, Rob. All right, let's see. Is there anybody else before I go to Nevada? K6MYC Bozo Net.
Bozo 410, KW6T.
Well, I hear you like gangbusters. Great signal as always, Russ. 410 from Latrobe. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mike, and the whole group. Good to hear everybody tonight. And I will say that I did try to check in on 432 the other night, but my antenna match was wet, and the SWR was just off the scale. So I just did one test, just a syllable, and boy, that thing went sky high. So that was it. Just shut it down. So yeah, and got to do some serious antenna work up there. But it works when it's dry, but when it's wet, no dice. So anyway, I hope things are all well there in your neck of the woods, Mike, because I'll send it back to you. So have a great evening, KW. That's me, K6MYC, KW60.
Okay. Well, if it's one of our antennas, it shouldn't go that way. It's got to be water in the feed line or the connector. Is it one of our antennas or something else? Over.
No, negative. No, this thing looks like it was. I found an identical design in the antenna handbook. It's 33 elements on a 25-foot boom, and it's got like a homebrew kind of a T-match on it, or homebrew T-match. But the thing is, it was all encased in epoxy, and the epoxy's just cracked and gone away. I've had this antenna for 25 years. So, well, not 25 years, I'd say 22 years, excuse me. So I've had this antenna that long, and it was old when I got it. So it just needs to have that rebuilt. You know, probably what I should do is just call down to the plant there and just have them send me a new match.
Yeah, maybe a whole new driven element would do it. And I'm sure you've got enough flexibility. Driven elements is a dipole, a folded dipole, but it's adjustable at the end, so you can adjust the length and the shorting bar positions and so on. So usually you can make them work. There's enough flexibility in the match adjustments that you can get it to match into what you've got there. So yeah, that'd be the thing to do. It's not going to be cheap, unfortunately, but since you haven't got much invested in that thing, and it sounds like it should work, 33 elements, my God, that thing's got to be 20-some feet long, so it should play. But when you get infinite mismatch, if you made any sounds at all, if it was more than a second, I should have heard it, maybe. But maybe it was shutting the radio down so hard that it just wasn't letting any power out either, aside from the fact that most of it was being absorbed in the water. All right, well, thanks for trying anyway. I did listen for you because I thought you would be there. We had talked about it. So I made a special effort to listen and called you once or twice, I think. But we were certainly listening for KW6T to pop in. Good evening, Russ. Thanks again for calling in here, and we'll see you one way or the other on Wednesday or Thursday or both. Over.
Roger. Okay, Mike, yeah, 73. And, yeah, it is. It's 25 feet long, and it's been a great antenna. You know, I think I put it up first about 10 years ago. I just bought it on a whim and then just put it up about 10 years ago, and it did very well. Actually, I put it on just like about a 15-foot piece of pipe and stuck it in I've got like a receiver out in the backyard. I can just slide a piece of pipe in. I just spun it around by hand. I was getting down into the Bay Area and places like that, and it wasn't even over the peak of the roof, and I was shooting right through the house. It was doing pretty well. So anyway, well, very good. Have a great evening, Mike, and say hi to the folks in Nevada and all that. So I'll say 73, and good evening, K6MYC. Here's KW6T, clear.
Yeah, well, it's worth salvaging. It sounds like somebody knew what they were doing, probably an early computer design. It sounds logical. I don't know what it is, but it might be it's probably a good design, so it's worth saving. 73s, and we'll go on up to Nevada. If there's nobody else, I'll go to Nevada. K6MYC, QRZ, Bozo Net. Anybody else? Heading for Nevada. And here is Nevada right about here. There's Nevada. KD6BQ, are you there, Richard? K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. Pretty good signal tonight. Go ahead.
Yeah, Yeah, big signal here, no problem. Let's see, do you think we're going to have Eric in there? Let's see, KN7 Victor Alpha Zulu, are you there, Eric? Pretty quiet. I don't hear Eric. Do you hear Eric, Richard?
I sent him an email earlier tonight, but he hasn't responded, so he may not have made it back from his trip in time to get here. Over.
Okay, no problem. Let me shoot it down to Daniel. Daniel, I believe, has 2 meters working. Over to you, Daniel. KE7UQL. KE7UQL, K6MYC, over. Well, you're very light. Maybe I'll wiggle the antenna a little bit and see if I can find a better signal. Right now you're Q3, but give me a longer transmission, Daniel, and I'll see if I can find a peak on you. KE7UQL, K6MYC. Yeah, boy, it just does not want to come up, Daniel. You're about Q3. I'm not getting much of it. If it was a simple transmission with call signs only, I could make a contact with it, but I can't get it. I can't get the conversational part of it. I wonder if Rob's doing any better. Sometimes he has a peak when I'm in a null. How about it, Rob?
No, I can't even hear him. I hear him on the stream like you.
Okay, so I guess it's just very marginal tonight for you and me. Maybe the antenna's got water or snow on it there, Daniel. Back to you for one more, and I'll say 73s, and of course we'll look for you tomorrow. We'll look for you tomorrow on 222. KE7UQL, K6MYC, over.
Roger, yes indeed. Very wet at this location. Very wet. Ground is all saturated with water, and we'll see what we can do for you tomorrow. KE7UQL 73.
Oh, now you're in the shack with me. My God, what a change. Came roaring up. Big signal now, Daniel. How about you, Rob?
Yep, you came up really loud. How you doing, Daniel? KE7UQL, KM6SRR.
Yes, Rob, big signal from you. KM6SRR, KE7UQL. Thank you for the chatter, over.
Roger. You're starting to go down again. Thank you, Mike.
Okay, 7-3, Daniel. Yeah, it went down, and then at the end of that, you were coming back up again. So it's just a disturbed path. That's all you can say. But good signal, so everything seems to be working fine on your end. No problem. Thank you, Daniel. Good evening to you, and we'll see you tomorrow on 222, as you said. KE7UQL, K6MYC, clear, and back to you for any final there, Richard. And we'll see you, of course, on 6 meters, Richard. KD6BQ, K6MYC.
Yeah, K6MYC, KD6BQ. I got a little bit of a fade there, but hopefully you're copying. So anyway, I missed you on 432. I was on, and I could hear you, but you weren't hearing my CW. So evidently with the rain and everything, you were just too weak. So I was there, but you could not copy me. I kept trying, sending 49, but it never made it. So anyway, we'll look for you on 6 tomorrow, 7-3, and thanks for running the net there. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249 in Nevada.
Okay. KD6BQ, K6MYC, really up and down, Richard, but we copied everything. some very, very deep fades in there, but we got everything, and we'll look for you on 432, of course, Thursday, and we'll look for you on 6 meters tomorrow night. Rob, any copy on Richard?
Yep, I was getting him okay, and then he kind of went down here at the end. How you doing, Richard? We heard you a lot earlier with your CW, KD6BQ, KM6SRR.
And we're both in a big deep fade, I think, there. Okay, 73, Richard, 73, 73. Well, we've got Eddie. I don't know if there's any reason to go south, Rob. I think I'll just spin it around toward the Bay Area and take one last call, and we'll call it a night, okay?
Sounds good to me. We got to get Mark in here, K6NPS and N6BYH and a few other guys.
Seven three. Okay, this is down into the Bay Area. Bay Area Bozo Net, KD6BQ. No, KD6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. I wonder if you're there, Mike, K6MYC, over. Nothing heard from Mike. Who else are we missing over there? We're missing K6KLY. We got Stan. We're missing somebody, KB6JSM, I guess. Somebody I should be remembering, and I'm not. Darn it. WA6AXX, of course, is missing, but probably will be forever missing.
Yeah, how about Mark?
I haven't heard Mark. Go ahead, Mark. I would hear Mark. I can hear Mark no matter where. Mark, are you in there? No Mark.
KB6WFC.
Oh, there he is. There's KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Good evening. We were waiting for you, Mike. Good evening. 775, over.
K6MYC in the group. Yes, thank you for waiting for me. I just happened to swing by and I heard your voice, so I said, oh, shoot, I better check in. So here I am, KB6WFC 775, and, well, it's 58 degrees currently, cloudy, and a little bit of sprinkles with more rain to come overnight.
Yeah, I'll be darned. Your temperature is so consistent around the year. When you get up to 70, it's a weird day. I think you had one of those 70-degree days last week. And that was the first one in many months, if I might remember right. You have the weirdest weather there in Daly City. It is stable, though. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, K6MYC. Go ahead, Mike.
Yes, 70 degrees means that it must be 100 somewhere else. But it's usually always in the 50s, so that's for sure. And then it is consistent. But yeah, thanks for being here when I rolled by. You have a great evening, and 73, KB6WFC.
Okay, well, we were just coming back. We finished the net, and we were coming back for late checks and missed in the Bay Area because I missed you and a couple of others there. So no problem. 73, Mike, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on 222 and 6 meters, or at least on 6 meters. Hi. KB6WFC, K6MYC, clear. Anybody else in the Bay Area, please? Over. Okay, nothing heard from the Bay Area. I think we're done, Rob.
Yeah, I don't know who else we can get out of the woodwork now, so I guess we're done.
And you're making a count, right? I think I've got about, I must have close to 40.
Yeah, I've got 38 right now.
Yeah, okay, that could be right.
We had such a good start in the beginning, I thought we were going to get a record tonight, but not quite.
Yeah, I don't know where it kind of fell apart. We did okay. But who were we missing, really? Oh, I know, AF6 United was not in. And then we missed a couple in the Bay Area, K6KLY, KT2G.
And no Bill or Mike or Kerry?
Yeah, I'm surprised Mike wasn't in here. Usually in on Sunday night. Terry. Terry was in here. 704, you mean?
No, that's Terry. I'm talking about KB6, or I'm talking about, 712.
Oh, Kerry. Well, we haven't heard Kerry now for a couple of weeks. He got in one day, and he's been very, very quiet. I don't know why he's so quiet out there. Maybe it's cold in the shack and he doesn't have his little heater.
Yeah, he's got a regular heater, but maybe he doesn't want to run it there. I think if I remember right, Sunday nights he usually does something with his daughter.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we could have gotten Kerry, and N6BYH was missing, and of course K6MTS. That would have put us into the 40 window.
Well, we did get Terry, 704. He checked in early.
Yeah, we got him. I got him. Okay. Well, 73, so we'll see you tomorrow. And trying to think if there was anything specific that we should talk about. Not that I know of that I can think of right now. A little blurry. We called you yesterday. We talked on the phone a couple of times. What was that all about? I've forgotten why we were talking to you other than Bozo Net stuff.
Well, you're having trouble getting the QRZ, and I gave you the address for Tom.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah. And I guess we got the address. Okay, we never did get QRZ.com on the screen. It was, they got it so protected now I can't even get in. You'd think with a valid call sign they would at least give you a beginning of an opening. They want to know my email address. I gave them my email address. They said, no, that's not correct. Well, that's because the new email address, they won't accept it because I'm not using the one that's no defunct. K6myc@gmail.com is long gone. I don't use that one. Haven't used it for a year. It's got 45,000 emails sitting there waiting for me. And so I just can't even think about using it. But I should take it off the QRZ page if I can ever get in there, or I'll fix it.
Yeah, I need to come over and take a look at it and see. Right now I've got some other problems that are a lot worse. I've got sciatica problems. I can't even walk.
I'm sorry, you got the what?
Sciatica problems. I got something pushing on my nerves in my back.
Oh, yeah, you said you had a bad leg. Okay. Maybe I can get Frank to get the QRZ page up for us and get it organized so we can go in quickly. Frank will be here tomorrow. He'll be hobbling, but he'll be here because we've got all kinds of electrical problems. All right, 7-3, Rob, I'm going to get out of here and go in and grab a little cool drink and head for the sack. And we'll see you tomorrow here. KM6SRR, K6MYC will be clear. And closing the Bozo Net on November 15, closing the 2-meter Bozo Net from K6MYC and Delta Mike 07 Delta Bravo. Good night, all.
Hey, Mike, I was thinking about your electrical problems. I wonder if it's one of your 220 legs that's no good. That's why you got some things working and some not.
Well, it shouldn't be that way. You shouldn't have 220 showing up in a socket. It has two outlets. One outlet works and the other one doesn't have any power on it.
Okay, and they're both 220?
No, they're both 110.
Okay, well, that's why a 220 circuit, you take half of it for one of the 110s, you take the other half for the other 110s. So they could both be on opposite bus bars, and one of your bus bars is bad, so that could be what's going on. It's an easy look to look in your main panel and check out the bus bar and see if it's darkened or got oxidation on it, over.
No, it's not that. No, I've got 220 showing up in various places. It's out here in the barn just fine, and it's in the kitchen in spots and so on. So 220 is not the issue as much as I've got something wrong with 2 or 3 of the 110 breakers. They're not making good connection. We push one in and it makes connection and the lights go out somewhere else.
Yeah, sounds like some oxidation on your bus bar, I guess. You know, it's easy to overload the bus bars, too, if you're bringing in solar at the same time. I know they have a bunch of crazy requirements about adding both PG and solar together, and your bus bar has to handle both if they're both on.
No. Solar doesn't go through the bus bars in any way, shape, or form. Solar comes in totally separate into the inverters. Never sees. It's a totally different voltage. It's 500 DC, over.
I'm talking the output of your inverters going to your panel.
Well, the inverters are putting out 220, and there's 220 showing up on the panel in places. So we wouldn't doubt that we have a bus bar damage that's not getting 220 to one of the legs in one-on-one breaker, but for the most part, it's all there, over.
Okay. Well, anyway, it's with my issues now, there's no way I'm going to make the 30% rebate at the end of the year for my solar system.
That's too bad. Can't you fake it?
I don't know. I'm going to call my accountant and see what kind of things they need. Do you need it partially working is good enough, or everything has to be in place, or what? Or whether they need permits signed off, or what they need to actually take the credit?
They need money spent.
Oh, I've already spent lots of money. That's not a problem. He told me you got to have it working. So what does that exactly mean? I got to figure that out.
Yeah, well, I would push that a little bit and let them catch you.
No comment.
Yeah, okay. See ya. Good night, all. Aaron, if you're there, good night to you, and we'll see you tomorrow night, I'm sure. K6USY, KM6SRR, K6MYC will be clear. Good night, all.
All righty, Mike. We'll catch you later. 222 tomorrow night. K6USY.
Good night, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR. And good night, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SR. 73, guys.